Okay, now I'm going to grind that edge with a wire wheel so that when I herc, as I herc inside the door and it drips out, I then am going to brush through here and have this protected as well. Mike, just as I had suspected, the door has been reskinned. There's a weld there, there's a weld there, there's a weld there, and there's a weld there. So instead of welding it solid all the way through, they only had tacks, which left these big gaps all in here. You can see in the gaps the rust that was forming. Can you see? So I opened up this corner right here too, and you can see the rust that was hiding in there. And this is the old drain hole that they had completely covered up, and you can see how it's got flake actually inside that's rust just waiting to come out, and it would have come out through the front of the door. So I'll get that out. So now that I open this up, when I paint it, it'll seal this up, but you still have the drain holes. And when I fill the inside of the door, it'll run out through here. So all of this, all these gaps that were holding water and holding rust will now be filled. So you won't have an issue with the door again. So there you go. Good thing I got to it. And here's the passenger side door cleaned up. It had the same thing, spot welds and a lot of gaps. And this was all painted over, and you could see the rust that was just hiding inside. I'm gonna try to limit taking down to the bottom edge of the door so you can maintain your paint, but if I have to, I'll herc it right to the edge, then you'll have to deal with it later. I just opened up this corner again and look at what I found in there. That was the old drain, and it had totally impacted and rusted, and it was just filled. I just reamed it out and cleaned it. Alright Mike, so what I've done here inside your Scout along the door edge to prevent this from ever happening again, see all this rust staining? Okay, so what I've done now is I've gone inside this edge and I've drilled 1/4-inch holes every 8 inches or so. So now water will never stand in here, although I do suggest highly that we peel all this out later and go down to this new floor and Herculine it. But anyway, the water will drain through here, and then it'll go into the rocker, and then it'll come out the big holes underneath. So you should never have a problem again with rust. Something I like to do, I'm not going to do it on yours, but I do it on mine, is right here, generally where this corner has started to rot out anyway, yours is still solid. What I do is I just take my cutoff wheel and I cut a little notch right here so water can actually just flush out fully straight out the edge instead of having to go through the holes. Because if you do get a lot of dirt or mud in the truck, it'll still drain, but it'll drain through the holes and into the rockers. But if you just have a straight flush out, it prevents it from ever going in the rockers again as well. So now you should have better drainage. You shouldn't have a problem with this rotting out again. All right, that's a little bit of help. Okay.